Hey everyone, Matt here from Dr. Running, and today we're going to do a full review of the Altra Vanish Carbon 2. So this is Altra's super anatomic zero drop racing shoe. Version 1 was an interesting shoe for me. The durability was not great, and it didn't feel like it was truly a super shoe because the midsole material didn't feel like a PBA, even though that's what they told us. Version 2 has fixed all of that. I'm really excited. I've really enjoyed my miles on this shoe. So I want to talk to you about what are the things that have changed in terms of the upper, the midsole, the ride, and some of the specs. So let's start with the specs first. So men's size 9 is coming in at 8.1 ounces. Women's size 8 is coming in at 5.8 ounces. My size 10 actually weighs 8.1 ounces, was exactly the same as my version 1, which also weighs 8.1 ounces. So I think the weights are exactly the same, and this might actually be about 7.6 ounces for men's size 9. It feels in that mid 7-ounce range, so light, feels really good on foot. Stack height 36 millimeters at heel, 36 in the forefoot for a 0 millimeter drop. Definitely feels a higher stack height shoe now, which is awesome. They kept the weight the same. Different plates as well, so a little bit more flexible than the last version, which makes it actually feel a little bit faster because like David and I kind of like having a teeny bit of flex to this shoe. It's been really fun to get some workouts. I've done a fartlek, I've done a tempo, and a long run in this shoe thus far, and they've all felt really, really good, and all finally felt like a true super shoe. So still using Ultra Ego Pro, but there's a lot more bounce to the shoe, and it's noticeable the second you put it on. One of the things that I was concerned about when I was walking around is I was kind of worried the heel is going to bottom out a little bit because it is a zero drop shoe. Once you start running and running faster, that's not a problem. It transitions. The sole feels really, really good. You should make sure you have good ankle and calf flexibility and strength to be able to run in this shoe because it is going to work your calves quite a bit, especially pushing her, which puts a lot more effort into my calves to go forward. They've felt a little bit sore, but that went away really quick because the transition is so good. They've got the rounded bevel still, which I love that Ultra does. It makes it really comfortable to transition. And the fact it's a teeny bit more flexible for a super shoe. Yes, it is a carbon plate, but it's a teeny bit more flexible, makes it just takes a little of that pressure off, but doesn't make it any less fast. I'd say I've done some of my best shorter distance stuff in this shoe, and it still feels comfortable rolling along for longer stuff. So really, really, really comfortable. Bouncy midsole, maybe not the bounciest on the market, but definitely a true super foam that feels really comfortable at a variety of efforts, and I've really enjoyed it. It's still actually a little bit more stable than the last version, so like typical Ultras, midfoot is on the wider side, the whole sole is wider. There's some fairly good sidewalls in the rear foot that are integrated really, really well, and then that kind of goes away throughout the rest of the shoe. So if you like rear foot, small rear foot sidewalls, does a great job. Plus the wider fit and the ability to spread your toes is so comfortable. And speaking of fit, the last version was on their slim fit. This is still technically on that, but it is a little bit wider throughout. So I had a little bit more wiggle room, a little more spread here. The upper is super light and see-through, really comfortable. And I didn't have any trouble locking this thing down. It's been great. Didn't have any slippage issues despite, even though it's slightly wider. And the heel is awesome. There is a small heel counter here, but overall very, very flexible and feels really comfortable. Those who have heel sensitivity should do absolutely great in this shoe. I have, it hasn't bothered me. So honestly, this is my favorite Ultra racing shoe and one of my top racing shoes of this year. As I said, maybe not the absolute all out, but if you're looking for an anatomic ride, zero drop super shoe, this is really it. And the Ultra has done a great job moving this shoe forward. To me, the last part I almost forgot to mention, durability is so much better. I have 20 miles on my pair, and the outsole is still intact. I had ripped the outsole off after 10 miles in the previous version. I do think 260 is still a little bit steep for this shoe, but at least the durability is better. I will get lots of miles on this shoe and get you a full review as to how the durability goes. But so far, again, this is one of the standards for zero drop and anatomic super shoes. So Ultra, great job. We're gonna have a written review really soon. Hope you enjoyed this review. My last question for you, as always going forward, is if you've tried this shoe, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I just want to know because I appreciate you listening to this and also want to know what the public thinks.